This is your shopping list to make your next painting project absolutely beautiful. I'm Eddie Field with Field Guide to DIY. Let's dive in. Now first you're going to need a roller and roller cover. Some folks call this a roller cage. A roller cover comes in different textures or called nap. That is the depth of the pile. This closer nap is for more common wall textures, whereas this deeper nap is for more textured surfaces like ceilings or stucco. The roller cover just slides right over the roller cage. And it's very convenient because after you're done painting and you're ready to clean up, you just grab a piece of newspaper and pull that right off and toss it in the can. Makes cleanup a lot easier. You can run this under a garden hose, make it spin really fast with the garden hose and throw off all the paint and use it again the next day. But that's a roller cover and paint roller. They come in various sizes. This is half the size of that, so if you want to cut a roller cover in half, you could use it on this small one. This smaller roller is when you're trying to get into tight spots, or you got an extra pair of hands and you're trying to get as close to the edge as possible before you do your cutting in. Next, you're going to want some paint trays and paint tray liners. Makes cleanup so much easier. This is what you're going to be using to load your roller up. You're going to pour your paint here in the trough and you're going to clean off your roller here at this end. So when you're done, you can either rinse out the paint tray liner or throw it in the trash. These are cheap enough that you could just throw it away after the paint project's done. Or sometimes you'll see it completely in the kit. This one has a small as well as standard size roller and roller covers, as well as paintbrush and pan. Next, you'll need to pick up some painter's tape. The painter's tape is going to be right around your edges up at the ceiling. It's going to go right around any doorknobs of any doors that you're going to paint. It's also going to go over the outlet. So you're going to pull off the faceplate, put the screw back in there, and just put a strip of painter's tape over there so you can just roll over the whole wall without having to worry about getting paint in those outlets. Also works for covering those switches as well. Same principle, remove the faceplate, put the strip of tape over it, and roll away. Next, you're going to pick up drop cloths. You can purchase those really low dollar, really cheap drop cloths. They're kind of like the thickness of saran wrap. I would not waste my money on those. Instead, get you something that's thicker plastic. Now, avoid using like a porous bed sheet that you've got. This is great if you're going to be covering furniture. Put all your furniture to the center of the room so when you're rolling and you catch any overspray, it's not going to get on the furniture. But to protect the floor, protect the hardwood, protect the carpet, you're going to want some thicker plastic. Now, a little extra tip here. This is taken from mattress covers. It's a great source for that thicker plastic. So have you had delivery of a mattress recently? Hang on to that plastic. It makes great drop cloths. It saves you a ton of time in cleanup. And also be sure and steer clear of any splats or spills that you have so you don't walk on them and track them all over the drop cloth or throughout the house. You may want to pick up a 15-in-1 tool to help you not only to open cans, clean rollers, or apply spackle. Next, you'll want to get good brushes of various sizes and spend the money. If you're going to do get a cutting brush, spend the money for a good brush. Now, unless you're a pro, you won't need the top of the line brush, so you won't have to spend that much. But don't get the dollar store kind of brush either. Get something that is going to be decent, that you're going to clean up and use over and over and over again. I've had this brush in particular for about 3 years now. I've used it for a number of different projects. You can see I actually keep it in the packaging to help it keep that shape so that when I pull it out, it's got the shape and cleanliness of those bristles. You can actually see the different wall colors that I've used this brush for. But spend the money and you'll be happy you did. You'll need a nice brush. I suggest you get that taper that you're seeing there to get in, cutting in and pushing in the paint in those corners, in those edges to really cut in. And when you're done cleaning up, just put it back in the package. That's why they put this Velcro on there, to help it keep that shape. Question, how tall are you? And how tall are your ceilings? You know, usually you're gonna have an 8-foot or 10-foot ceiling. That's gonna be hard to reach, so a paint pole will come in real handy. Did you know that the handle of the roller is threaded to give you that much extension? Here's an added bonus. Did you know that your broom handle is of the same thread as these paint rollers? Now you've got a 6-foot extension. And that way I can keep my paint pan on the ground on the drop cloth, load it up, and then go straight to the wall. Makes things a lot quicker and a lot easier. Imagine having to bend over, load up my roller, and then go to the wall over and over again. Whereas with this simple broom handle, I could basically do the whole wall without bending over once. That's a back saver. Now, as an alternative to a nice cutting brush, they also sell paint edgers. So you may want to look into that. If your hand is not as steady as it used to be, you may want to go with the paint edger to really push in that paint and go along the line that you need to. You'll also want to pick up a sandpaper or spackling block to take off the spackle that you've applied for those holes, nail pops, etc. Do you have any nail pops or repairs that you need to make to the wall? You may need to pick up some spackle as well and make those patches and make those fixes. And that's where you'll need the 15-in-1 tool or a putty knife to clean up that spackle. Come back afterwards with the sanding block and it's ready for painting. If you're like me, you keep the paint on hand after the whole room is painted for any covering or touch-up that you need to do down the road. But if you've let it set for too long, you'll need to mix it up to get the color consistent throughout the whole batch again. For that reason, I keep paint stirrers on hand. Now you can go with a drill attachment paint mixer. For me, a regular paint stirrer works just as well. Now you may need to do some more significant repairs, like if a doorknob goes through the wall. For that reason, I did a whole video on what's the best way to handle drywall repair. I'll have a link in the description. So there you have it, the top 10 pieces of equipment that you need to make your paint job beautiful. I'm Eddie Field with Field Guide to DIY. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. You got this.